you're going to be spending a lot of money. One mistake that I made, I think the prices just keep soaring.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Today, we're actually going to interview another student who's here in the UK, and the reason for this is very simple. A lot of students have just moved to the UK, they don't know what to do, how to deal with everyday challenges, and what to expect from their futures coming up ahead. So if you're a student who's just moved to the UK, or if you're planning on moving to the UK to study very soon, I suggest you watch this video all the way till the end, because today's speaker has got a bunch of amazing tips. We'll also be doing part 2 of this series very soon. Now, without wasting any more time, let's dive in. We have our first student over here today, and I'm really excited to meet him. He's somebody who has been in touch with me over a really long period of time, messaging, giving me feedback on all of the posts. So I'm extremely happy that today I'm getting the opportunity to interview him. Hi, this is Jake. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. I'm Jake George, Jobin Jacob George, actually. I am from Kerala. After my engineering from VIT, I worked with Deloitte for a couple of years. Started playing cricket while I was at Deloitte. Started getting good at it. When India lost the Cricket World Cup in 2019, I blame myself for it. Long story short, I'm not kidding. I quit my job to play cricket in 2019.
Okay.
But unfortunately, the pandemic happened in 2020, took away a lot of game time. I started studying sports at Leeds. So I decided to marry, my Deloitte consulting experience with my sporting passion and learnings. And here I am in London doing sports business and leadership masters.
Wow. I don't think I've met anyone who's doing a master's in sports, so this is really exciting. When did you move to the UK?
Exactly a month from today, actually, the day Jawan released. I've seen Shah Rukh Khan. Yeah, I've seen Shah Rukh Khan movies first day, first show since Ravan. So Ravan, Dawn to Jab Tak, all of it, except on September 7th. I did consider changing my flight schedule, but then, yeah, I spent a lot of money on flights.
So what made you move to the UK for this course? I mean, I'm sure this course is also offered in other countries. So why the UK in particular?
Growing up, you always hear about the history of the UK being great for education, Oxford, Cambridge, all of that. My cousins were brought up here, so I always had the kind of interaction with somebody brought up in the UK, and I really liked what the environment, what the culture was doing for them. And many of my friends from VIT and elsewhere have gone on to study in the UK, and all of them had very nice things to say about it.
In terms of moving here and settling in the UK, or even deciding where you want to study, the course that you want to study, what has been the biggest challenge or the challenges that you have faced?
I think the biggest challenge is definitely to come to terms with the fact that you're going to be spending a lot of money. If people are planning to move next year, I think definitely sort out your accommodation soon. It would be like, a mistake that I made, because I thought that, I just figure out accommodation. But, I think the prices just keep soaring super high. The earlier you book, it can, save you a few lakh rupees. For sure. So yeah, definitely do that. Now, one thing that seems to be quite a challenge for a lot of students across the UK is accommodation. You have to deal with sharing rooms with a lot of people, crumbling infrastructure, rooms that are really far away from your accommodation, and expensive rooms. And worst of all, not even getting a room, which is why I genuinely recommend you book your accommodation before you actually get to the UK. A really good website to do this is Amber, which basically lists out all available properties across the UK. The listings are verified, so you don't have to worry about getting conned. And there's an expert one-on-one assistance if you have any questions. Apart from that, there's also a price match guarantee, which basically means if you see a property listed for lower anywhere else, Amber will match the lower price, which is great if you ask me. And the rooms seem pretty cool too. Avoid yourself the hassle of having to look for accommodation after you get here by booking your accommodation in advance through Amber. If you don't mind me asking, how much are you paying right now? I'm paying £390 per week.
Okay.
Which is, I've seen videos of people in New York having studio apartments for very similar to the amount that I'm paying for this room. It's a room, it's an ensuite. I have a bathroom as well. To be fair, the standard room was $360 by the time I was looking for it. So with an extra £30 per week, I was getting a slightly larger room. Mm-hmm. So I decided to commit to that because I think the standard room. So that's what I was talking about. If I had booked earlier, I would have got this room for maybe $290, $300, and the standard room for $250.
So apart from accommodation, was there any other challenge that you faced?
Cooking, I guess. That's 20 days before I couldn't cook. Now I can make tasty grill chicken and cook my own rice and all of that, which is interesting. But it takes a lot of time for those of those students who haven't done much cooking and plan to wing it. You probably can wing it as well. You might burn few dishes initially, but it does take a lot of time, and especially with the busy schedule of studies and travel and reading and potentially a part-time. It's yeah, cooking. I personally think is a huge chunk of time I didn't really factor in. But,
If people plan on coming and ordering or eating out every day, it ends up being really, really expensive. So even if you do have like a part-time job, all your money's gone there. How did you find accommodation? Like, what was the process?
So I assumed that my university will have accommodation because my university is, it's rated the best in the world for sports-related courses and all that. So there was a pre-departure event that my university had conducted for students from in the India region. Of course, there are plenty of Indian students and Asian students in the UK. So I'd gone for that, and I figured out that there's no accommodation because this is a London-based college and not the Leicester-based campus where they have the accommodation and all that. So I was in panic mode. I just spoke to whoever I met there, and they had said that they were tracking how potential places for them to stay for like 1-2 months. So I just decided to trust their research because I just gone there assuming that accommodation will be fine. And that's why I said I made a mistake there. So yeah, I trusted their research. Of course, there was some background research into theft in the area apart from proximity to the college. So I directly booked this accommodation.
So what has your life been like after you moved to the UK?
I think for sure there's a large sense of gratefulness for being here because I was considering this for a long time, like many students potentially are. And I think more than me, it was my mother's dream that I come to the UK and study. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the people have been great. The weather's been great. I'm lucky to have some family and in my cousins and some friends here.
So tell me this, are you working now? Are you planning on working? What's the scene over there?
Yeah, so like I said, I just got here a month back. So university just started a week back. So I spoke to my seniors and all of them told me, don't want to rush into it, figure out, because it is quite hectic. Though I only have 9 hours of class a week, they say you need to do, put in 50 hours, which is more than most full-time jobs. So, I think it's about finding your own schedule and routine in the first couple of months. And of course, especially being in London, there are plenty of opportunities for, part-time job. Masters is only a 1-year course. So, if you spend all of your time and if you get into a part-time job that requires a lot of time and you're falling back into studies, that's not smart.
The only thing I would say is for people who are looking for a job as soon as they come here, jobs tend to disappear really quickly. So if you're 100% sure that you want a job and you want a particular job, you should get on it as soon as you get here, because I get a lot of students who write in and who say there are no part-time jobs available where I live. Like everything seems to be full.
Yeah, my university is also good in that way because they keep bringing in paid internships and things like that. Of course, within the visa allotted 20-hour per week window.
Okay, that's brilliant. Thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you so much for helping, and I'm sure everything you've said is going to help somebody or the other who's watching this channel today. And I genuinely wish you the best of luck in your entire journey here in the UK.
Thank you, Ashika. I mean, I like I've said, you're part of the reason that I'm here, and you do a great job for all of us to have a good idea of what it's a big decision, it's a scary decision. So you need all the reassurance you can get, and also actual reality instead of like sugarcoated words. So thank you for everything you do. Now, I'm so glad we got a chance to interview Jake because he had so much of useful information for students who are already in the UK or planning on moving to the UK. And here's the thing, if you're also looking for part-time accommodation, like he said, he will start very soon, I suggest you watch this video. It's got all of the information on how much you can expect to get paid and what jobs to look for.